Angry Ice Cube here again with yet another Disgaea 5 video. Quick little mention, some people get really pissed off that I make these videos, but I mean, I don't understand why it offends them so much. These videos are just here as a kind of visual aid. There are better videos out there that are much more in-depth, but sometimes too much depth can be overwhelming, so I like to keep it pretty simple. This video is going to be one of those. Earlier today, some people were talking on GameFAQs about innocence, and they mentioned that there aren't very many innocent guides out there, at least not very many good ones. And I think part of that is because a lot of us are veterans to the series, and we don't think about people that are just coming into it, and you know what all this stuff means. We just say things because to us it's common knowledge. But it's like a story. It's only an old story after you've heard it the first time. But if you've never heard it before, it's still new. So, without any further ado, let's talk about innocents. Innocents are kind of like gear for your gear, if that makes sense. What you do, you'll see here I have item number 7. I was using these to subdue innocents, so I was naming all the ones that I was using with the item route, item number whatever. So you see I have 2 item 1, so apparently I can't count. So we have 1, 1, 2, 5, 4, 7, all this great stuff. These innocents will boost your gear in a certain way. It depends on the type of innocent. We have these innocents here, the Mentor, the Instructor, Manager, Statistician, Broker. They all affect what you gain from killing enemies. The Mentor, as you see down here, it says learn skills faster. Instructor, increase weapon master gained. Manager, more mana. Statistician, experience. Broker, money. When you kill an enemy, these basically add a multiplier to what value the enemy was worth. So if an enemy is worth, well, let's say, I don't know, if you have an enemy worth 1 point of experience, the Statistician will add 9 points to that because it's 900%, or for a ground total of 10 experience points, 1000% total. The Manager, that same 1 point, if my Manager here is factored in, well, it's worth what? 1 plus 1.88, so it's almost worth 3 points of mana. There are some that add element resistances to you. Some of them will give you ailment resistances, some of them will enable you to inflict ailments on your target, and some will increase stats. So let's just go over them real fast. They all stack to different amounts. A stack, by the way, is just like that guy highlighted there, the Mentor. That's a stack. That's all stack means. It just means a single innocent and its total value, which in this case is 152. You'll notice that star. If the innocent has a star, it simply means that its value cannot increase on its own any further. Their value will go up over time if you leave them in the innocent farm. Let me show you that really fast. Okay, see how they don't have a star and their number is in black? They can continue to grow. They'll keep growing little by little until they reach a predetermined cap. Once they reach that cap with the star, you can either subdue them if they're non-subdued, like the red ones in the middle on my item 7, or if they're already subdued, like the yellow ones on the right-hand side of the screen, you can combine them, and their cap will go up. I'm not sure what the formula is for how it goes up, but there you have it. That's how you do that. Also leaving them in the farm, like I have right here, 2 dietitians and nothing else. As I clear maps, there's a chance that they will breed. The 2 innocents that breed determine what you'll get. Like in this case, I have 2 dietitians, so I will get a dietitian. There is no other option. But if I had, for example, a Mentor in there, it might be the dietitian and the Mentor that breeds, not necessarily the dietitian and the dietitian. So I could get another Mentor. This way, this is what I'm getting. I'm working on dietitians right now. You may have noticed that I have just a few innocents over here. So let's talk about what they stack at. Alright, the Mentor goes up to 1900. That's 1,900% bonus, and it's a single stack. You can put 2 of them on a character if you want, but after 1900 there's no more benefit. So if one is at 1800 and the other one is at 500, well, 400 is wasted. Instructor's the same thing. 1900, 1 stack. Manager, 300, 1 stack. Same with the broker. Statistician, this guy here is already capped at 900. You can get a 900% experience bonus. Yay! That's basically, oh, the difference between yellow and red. Red is unsubdued, yellow is subdued. Red, all I have to do is put, well, you'll see that I've got 4 of them on item 7. If I go into the item world for that item right there, there's a chance that one of those guys will show up on the map. He'll be a neutral unit. If I defeat him, then there are multipliers to this, but all else being equal, if I just send a guy out, smack the guy, destroy him, he's subdued. So that Charmer would become an 8 instead of a 4. Drainer would become a 4. Shrinker would become a 4. The other Shrinker would become a 4. You see, it just doubles them. Like I said, there are multipliers to that. If the item is set to the innocent route, then it doubles it again. So it's a quadrupling effect. And that, you know, there you will have a squad that gives you bonuses to that. There are geo panels called innocent. If an innocent is standing on an innocent panel when subdued, it doubles it again, which means that 2 would become a 4, would become an 8. And if it's on an innocent route of an item, that 8 becomes a 16. So it can go up really high, really fast. It's one of the reasons why I was maxing all these items out, and you'll see all these stars here. The next group here we have our weapon resistances. Staff Twirler, for example. Increased resistance against staff type weapons, 20%. So it knocks 20% off the damage. That is the cap, 20. You can't have more than 1. So, Lumberjack, Axe type, and then, you know, it's the same thing for all of them. Oh, here's a Marksman that is not maxed out. I should put him in there and max him. Next up, we're going to come down to the Elementals. Elemental resistances and ailment resistances both cap at 100. Cryophile, that's your water resistance. Air resistance, fire resistance. They all cap at 100. Here's my charm resistance, weaken resistance, amnesia, paralysis, etc., etc. Again, they cap at 100. This one's a special little guy. He caps at 100. And he's different now. That little explanation down there isn't quite right. It used to be that the professional was your chance to hit with a critical, but not anymore. Now professionals increase the damage of a critical. So if I hit it with a critical attack right now, whatever my damage would be, it's double if I have a professional on my gear. And that's the thing you need to remember about these. They don't have to be on your weapon. They can be on a helmet or a shield, whatever. As long as it's on equipment that you're wearing, you get the effect. Again, unless you're already past the cap, then there's no point. Here are the ones that inflict ailments on an attack. They also cap at 100. However, there's a caveat to these guys. Amnesiac, 100% chance to inflict amnesia upon attack, but only with a normal attack. And some enemies do have resistances already, so that 100% won't necessarily be a guaranteed amnesia every time. And it won't work with a spell or a skill. Now, there are unique innocents that you can get from certain weapons that will inflict status, well, I should say will potentially inflict status effects on enemies, but they don't grow. There'll be like a 25% chance to inflict amnesia when you attack from behind. Those do work with skills and spells. But again, they can't grow, so they're capped at 25% or 10% or whatever the percent is. It'll say on the thing. Let's see. Now the last category here we have patience. These are dual stat innocents, and the rest of these are single stat innocents. Add bonus points to an item's speed or hit or whatever. Patience, though, they take up 1 slot, but they give you 2 stats. The con, that's their pro. 2 stats for the price of 1 slot. The con is you cannot use them to increase an item's stat growth while you're leveling it up in the item world. Alright, so if you want to increase an item's defense and res while leveling it through the item world, you'd have to put a, what is that, a physician and a dietitian on. Every time you, I think it's every time you do something to increase the training bonus, or maybe it's the kill bonus, I don't remember. Again, there are guides out there that are much more detailed, and they know these mechanics and formulas like it's just, yeah. But anyways, these stack up to 50k, and you can have as many stacks as you want. If you have 8 slots on an item, you can put 8 patients on it, 50k each, and it will get all 50k from all of them. There is a hard cap of what stats you can get from Innocence. I don't remember what it is off the top of my head, but it's something like, I think it's 2.5 million or something like that. So yeah, single stats, same deal. They cap at 50,000. Here's this guy's like, you know, 1/5 of the way. You can put as many of them on as you want. The difference being they do increase the stat of an item. Like if I put 8 coaches at 50k on this thing, the item 7 there, and I ran it through the item world to start killing item generals and item gods and item kings and item clerics and item cashiers, and yeah, the speed's going to start going up. Because of that, it is possible to take like an axe and turn its speed penalty into a bonus, but certain weapons will be too low for you to overcome them. I'm not sure if that makes sense, but basically certain carnage weapons you won't be able to do it unless you do everything just perfectly. I don't know the break-off points or anything, so yeah. So that's pretty much it for the normal Innocence. So let's take a look at special weapons. I've got one around here somewhere. Where's that pie? What watermelon will do? Okay, here's a watermelon. Green Innocence. You can't move them. They're on the item. Well, you can kind of move them, but not exactly. You can basically take them off of an item, but you can't put them on another item. They stick. They're stuck. That this guy is always going to be on the watermelon. When attacking, plus 50% to damage and minus 50% to accuracy. It's a watermelon smasher. It's on the watermelon weapon. If you go through an item, a normal item, any item actually, and you kill the item god, every time you do, it will cycle through the list of unique Innocence, like for example watermelon smasher, and that will be added to these. Well, here, I'll just show you. It's easier than talking about it. Go over to the item.
The item world's full of surprises.
Yeah, what she said. Item assembly. Let's see here. If we go to the watermelon, add unique Innocent. It's got the watermelon smasher. Now you notice I can't do anything with it except that. Now it's gone. I cannot put this on another item. That's all it does. See, you can get, I think it's 42, 44, 46, there's 40 something number of these, and you can choose which. You only can use one on an item, per item I should say. So if I've got 30 of them on here and I don't want this to be the watermelon smasher, I want this one to be the secret trainer, so I can get the stat growth. I can turn off the watermelon, none. Then I could go down the list. I don't have anything there, but imagine I'm scrolling down the list. Oh look, there's the item I want. Bam, done. That's how you do it. It doesn't have to be a unique weapon. I want to clarify that. It can be any item. So yeah, that's pretty much the thing with stats.
Go ahead and enjoy.
Or it's not stats, Innocence. But, you know, you'll... Oops. Yeah, like there. Revenge Booster. That's from the rank 40 Netherworld research weapon. Let's see, what else do I have? Do I have any others? Thought I did, maybe I don't. Oh yeah, Leak, there we go. Combo Maker. Boost number of normal attacks by 1. Alright, see, and they all do stuff like that. Like Incubator. Increased chance Mr. Egg appears when defeating an enemy by 5%. Yay, I guess that's cool. As you can see, that's... You know, Catastrophe doesn't have anything on it. That was one that I got from the item god. So, yeah. That's Innocence in a nutshell. So, hope that helps out. I'm Angry Ice Cube. Thanks for watching. Peace out.